everyone. So today's practice is probably one of my favorites for anyone who has come to my classes before. My favorite theme is grounding. I love flows where we work on a lot of grounding postures. So I just wanted to give you a little bit more background information on what grounding is and why it's so important. So the flow that we're doing is we're going to practice a series of poses to help with our balance, and not only our physical balance, but to balance out our root chakra. So for those who may not know, the chakras are little energy sources within the body, and we have 7 of them. They start at the root and go all the way up to the crown or the top of the head. So the root chakra is the very first one, and if your root chakra is out of balance, everything is out of balance. So the root chakra means exactly that. It's our root and it's our support system for life. It's located kind of at the base of the perineum, but kind of depending on what kind of yoga you practice. Some types of yoga believe that it's outside the body and it is actually the vagina. So it's completely up to you, yogi's choice of where you think your root chakra is, but it's mostly situated kind of in the base by your pelvis, and that is our root chakra, our Muladhara chakra. So when our root chakra is imbalanced or out of whack, we feel things like a lot of anxiety and fear. We feel worried a lot, and that all in all kind of leads us to feeling more stressed. And when we feel worried and stressed all the time, then we feel very low energy. And when we feel all of that, we also feel we kind of struggle with a lower immunity. So making sure that our root chakra is well taken care of and very imbalanced and has a lot of love will actually help our immunity, which is something that we all need, especially right now in the midst of COVID-19. So what we will be working on today is this flow, this practice, this series of poses to create a sense of security and stability that we can use on our mat and kind of take with us throughout all the different areas of our life. So we're going to cultivate a little bit of self-love as well with all of that. So whenever you're ready, we're going to get started. And as always, we'll start, well, I guess I can face you from here. We'll start in our comfortable Sukhasana, or cross-legged position, so wherever feels good. And just with the palms of our hands, we'll pull the fleshy bits of our bum away, and we'll sit back into our tailbone, our sit bones, and we'll ground down through the sit bones. So feet already one pose in, and we're grounding. So we'll let our hands just fall wherever feels comfortable. Just close the eyes and give yourself a few breaths to maybe quiet the inner chatter and really focus on this intention to ground in this practice. As I find when we're able to ground ourselves, especially through the tools of a yoga practice, it's very difficult for external situations to shake us without our permission, because we're so strong, we're so secure from the inside, and it's really ultimately up to us to react to certain external factors. So just taking another few breaths here. And maybe just notice how you feel. So I mentioned earlier the physical manifestations or the emotional manifestations of if our root chakra is out of balance. So just notice if you feel a lot of worry, if you feel insecure, fearful, anxious. And let's use this practice to create this sense of security and safety and stability. So on your next inhale, just lift the corners of your mouth, smile, and we'll gently bat the eyelashes open. We'll release the hands down to either side of the hips, and we'll really plant the right hand. Flip the left fingertips over, so left palm is facing the ceiling. We'll bend into the right elbow as we lift the left fingertips up and overhead for a nice stretch. Really reach over to the right side. Exhale, we'll float the left fingertips back down and plant the left hand. Bend into the left elbow as we flip the right palm over, and inhale, lift it up and overhead. Really reach over to the left side. Exhale, bring it back down. From here, we'll dive onto all fours, checking in with our foundations. Wrists are directly under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll walk the we'll walk the knees out as wide as the mat, bringing the two big toes to touch. Walk the palms to the front of the mat, and we'll send the hips back, bringing the forehead to kiss the earth. Again, just taking a couple seconds here in our balasana or child's pose. Again, sending the sit bone, sending the root chakra down, grounding down. Fingertips reaching forward, nice active stretch. And on an inhale, we'll just lift up onto the fingertips here and feel that activation in the shoulder blades. Exhale, we'll crab walk the hands all the way over to the left side. Nice side body stretch. Pull that right hip all the way back. Inhale, we'll walk it straight back through center. And exhale, take it over to the right side. Really press into that left hip. Feel the side body stretch. And inhale, we'll come all the way back. Lower the palms. Let the forehead rest. Come back to the breath, and remember that you are grounded, and you are safe, and you are supported. On your next inhale, we'll come back up to our tabletop position. Again, check in with the foundations, always with the foundations, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll tuck the toes under, and on an inhale, we'll press away from the mat, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, we'll send the hips up and back to our downward facing dog. Keep a nice bend in the knees. Pedal out the feet here. Really melt just be aware of your posture and melt the chest back to meet the thighs. Head is in line with the arms. And then we'll just ever so slowly walk it up to the top. Our feet are inner hip distance apart, and we're grounding through all four corners of the feet. Maybe we straighten one leg and then the other. Or we keep a nice bend in the knees here. And we grab hold of each elbow and just gently rock side to side. And when you're ready, just release the hands down, release the weight of the head and the neck. Ragdoll here. And we'll very slowly on your inhale start to roll it up. Nice strong feet. Tracing the front body with our fingers as we stack it all the way, one vertebra on top of the other. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, palms facing forward. Nice strong stance here, so we're grounding down through all four corners of the feet, anchoring down, grounding down, rooting down, and drawing the energy up. So nice active legs here. Inhale, send both hands up and overhead. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Keep a nice bend in the knees if you need. Plant the palms and we'll step it back 1 foot, followed by the next to our plank. Inhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Draw the shoulders away from the earth. Hug the elbows in. Exhale, release to the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale to your cobra. Bhujangasana. Exhale, release to the ground. Tuck the toes under and press it up and back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll send our gaze up towards the top of the mat. And we'll walk up to the top. Grounding down through all 4 corners of the feet. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sending the hands out either side as we rise all the way up. Hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. So from here, you guys can stay at the top of your mat. We're grounding down through all 4 corners of the feet. So our big toe ball mound, pinky ball mound, and the inside and outside of our heel. Nice strong legs here as we shift our weight into our left leg and we pick up our right foot for our tree pose. So we can put our right foot on our thigh, on our calf, or even on our ankle and leave the big toe on the ground for a little added balance. So once you've got your tree, remember we're pressing the sole of the foot into the left leg and pressing the left leg right back into the sole of the foot. Nice strong left leg here. Inhale, bring the hands to the heart. And feel that grounding through the left leg. And it's okay to wobble. Lose your balance, just always come back. Just holding it steady here. 1 more breath. And on your next inhale, we'll pick up the right leg and turn the knee to face the front of our mat. Shift the right leg all the way back and extend it out, flexing that right foot. And we'll extend our hands and front body forward for our warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Open up that right foot and we'll plant it at the back of the mat. So right foot, I'll turn to face you guys. So our right foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Bending into this front knee for our warrior 2. Knee over ankle here in the left foot. Pressing into the outer arch. Our outer edge of the right foot. Arms are extended out both ways. Gaze is going over the front middle finger. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, we'll bring the left forearm to the top of the left thigh, not collapsing here, so it's a nice strong shoulder. And we'll spiral the right fingertips across the horizon, bringing it all the way overhead. When we get here, let's roll that right shoulder down the spine, opening up our chest. Reaching forward, Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Inhale, we'll bring the right hand to the back of the right thigh and lift the left fingertips up and over, keeping the bend in our front knee, pressing into the outer edge of that back leg. For our reverse warrior. Inhale, we'll cartwheel both hands down to frame the front foot. Pick up the right toes and send the left toes back. Inhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Exhale, relief. Inhale to your cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Inhale, towards the top of the mat. Bend the knees and we'll walk it up to the top. Inner hip distance apart. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up, bringing the hands overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. And now with all things, we have to do it on the other side. So we're inner hip distance apart, grounding down through all four corners of the feet. Let's bring the hands to the hips here. Nice strong right leg as we inhale and lift up that left foot, placing it for our tree pose, Vrikshasana pose. When we're ready, we'll bring the hands to the heart, finding our balance, grounding down through that right leg, grounding the left foot into the right thigh. Maybe you find something that's not moving to look at. That helps with our balance. One more breath here. And on our next inhale, we'll bring the left knee in to face the front of our mat. And we'll extend it all the way back. And extend the hands forward. So be mindful that we're not really focused on how high this leg is lifted, but keep the hips nice and square. It helps to have a wall in front of you, but if you don't, we're here in our warrior three. Nice strong right leg. We'll open up the left toes and plant them at the back of the mat, parallel to the short edge. And we'll open up to our warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2, pressing into the outer edge of that left foot. Nice bend in the right. Inhale, we'll bring the right forearm to the top of the right thigh. And if this feels okay or you want an additional challenge, we can extend the right hand down. So we're not collapsing on the top of the right thigh. We're either nice and holding it up here or reaching down. Yogi's choice. With our left hand, we'll spiral it across the horizon, bringing it all the way overhead and opening the heart up towards the sky. Parsvottanasana, extended side angle. Inhale, we'll bring the left hand to the back of the left thigh as we sweep the right fingertips up and over for reverse warrior. Press into the outer edge of that left foot. Then inhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the right toes. Pick up the left foot. Send the right toes back. Inhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Exhale, release. Fingertips in line with the tops of the shoulders here. Squeeze those elbows together. Inhale. Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale. Let's take it all the way back to our child's pose. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Sending the hips all the way back. Reaching our hands forward. Taking a second here to remind ourselves that we're grounded, that we're safe and supported. On our next inhale, we'll come back up to our tabletop position, checking in with the foundations, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. From here, we'll just walk our palms out one step in front of where they are. Our next, I'll just tuck this in so we can see properly. We'll walk our right knee up to the center, and once our right knee is in the middle of our mat, we'll pick up the left knee, cross it all the way over to the right side, and bring it up as close behind the right knee as possible. We'll swing both feet out to either side, and with the hands, we'll walk our hips all the way back. Now, if you have a cushion or a block, you can put it behind you and bring the earth up to you. Beautiful. So from here, we're in our Gomukhasana, or cow face. So this is a really yummy hip opener, hip stretch here. But we're also grounding down through the sit bones, pressing into the outer edges of both feet. So when our knees are bent, we have nice flexed feet to protect the knee. So from here, we have our right knee on top, so we'll do our hands the opposite way. Our left hand comes in front as if we're shaking someone's hand. And we'll inhale it all the way up and rotate the palm so the back of the palm is facing the front of your mat. From here, I'll just turn so you can see. From here, we'll drop the palm to the middle of the shoulder blades, wherever it goes. And just be mindful that we're not crunching down the neck. So if we're here, or here, or here, wherever feels good for you. With our right hand, we'll sweep it all the way around and see if we can take a bind. If not, we can grab the top of our shirt and the back of our shirt and pull. But we want to make sure more than getting the bind is that we're getting the sensation. So we want to feel our left elbow pulling up and our right elbow pulling down. So kind of that pull sensation. And if you don't want to pull your shirt, if you have a band or a strap, or even if you have a towel close by, you can always hold the towel at the top and the bottom and pull, which is strengthening our mobility in our shoulders. Just one more breath here in our bind. And then we'll release the arms out. Give them a good shake. And now it's time to switch to the other side. Well, I have the opposite legs. So there's two ways that we can transition into the other side. And I'll show both. And you guys, of course, it's your own home practice. So you can do whatever feels good for yourself. So the trick here is that our feet never leave the ground. We never move them from here. Our right leg, is on the top and it's going over towards the left. We're going to swing our body over to the left, plant our palms, and plant this right foot. So we're now stepping onto this right foot. We'll lift our hips up, rotate onto the sole of the left foot, and we'll walk all the way over to the back of our mat, and we'll keep walking all the way back to the front of our mat. Lower the knees down and we'll walk the hips all the way back. And you can bring your pillow or your cushion to just lift the hips up. Now, if you're like me, and that was a hot mess the first couple times you tried it, we can of course get into our Gomukhasana the same way we first did. So we'll come into our tabletop position, walk the hands out one step. We'll bring the left knee into the center, and when it's there, we'll pick up the right knee. We'll cross it over and bring it up as close to the left knee as possible and swing both feet out either side. With the help of our hands, we'll walk all the way back, coming into our Gomukhasana cow pose. And it's also a very grounding pose. It's a seated pose. So we're grounding through the sit bones while opening up the hip. Nice flexed feet here to protect our knees. And now we're going to take the bind with the opposite hands. And you may find that you're a lot more flexible or a lot more able to bind on one side than you are the other. So left foot on top, which means we'll do the right hand. So we'll bring the right hand in front as if we're shaking someone's hand. And we'll inhale it all the way up and rotate the palm so the back of the palm is facing the front of the mat. We'll place the palm in between our shoulder blades and really work to pull that elbow all the way up. Our left hand will swing around and take our bind. Left elbow is really pulling down, Right elbow really pulling up. You can close the eyes here. Connect to the breath. And maybe you repeat to yourself, I am grounded. I am safe. I am supported. One more breath. And we'll release the bind and shake it out. From here, we'll move into our last posture. So we'll come to our nice comfortable seat, and we'll bring the soles of the feet together, really together. So from here, this is our Baddha Konasana, our cobbler or butterfly pose. Probably one of my favorite, because you guys know that my logo is a butterfly, and yoga for me just means this whole beautiful transition, which butterflies symbolize. So from here, we'll interlace the fingertips and bring them underneath the toes, and we'll just flutter the thighs up and down like butterfly wings. Grounding down through the sit bones, keeping a nice straight spine. So be mindful of if you're hunched over, and just straighten the spine. Maybe you close the eyes here. Maybe you massage the soles of the feet. Give yourself some love. And then we'll just cross the ankles, coming into our Sukhasana, or cross-legged position. Again, sitting up nice and tall with the palms of the hands. We can move the fleshy bits of the bum away. And we'll bring our hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer, heart center, and really nestle the knuckles of the thumbs into the heart space. And just take a couple breaths here. And you can bow your head into your hands. Take this feeling of grounded support and security with you throughout the rest of your day whenever you feel challenged or unstable. And just come back if you need to just take a seat wherever you are and do a couple rounds of breath, and maybe repeat to yourself, I am grounded, I am supported, I am